Hello everyone, my name is Rituro, and welcome to Strong and Free, my latest Football Manager series. I wanted to start off with a little prologue first, just so you know what this series is all about and why I decided to do it a very specific way. In short, we're going back to Major League Soccer with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Why? Well, it all started in December of 2014, as I recall. Major League Soccer's Commissioner Don Garber held a State of the League discussion with reporters. And during that discussion, RDS's Patrick Leduc asked about the domestic status of Canadians in the league. The commissioner gave this quote: "We have this rule of having American players counting as domestics in Canada because we don't have enough Canadian players that are good enough yet to be able to allow those teams to be competitive." Like many other Canadians, I had a reaction to that quote. But I eventually realized that complaining really doesn't accomplish anything. No, I'm going to do something better. I'm going to prove Don Garber wrong. No, I mean, I can't manage the real-life Toronto FC, Montreal Impact, or Vancouver Whitecaps, but I can manage them in Football Manager, which brings us to Strong and Free. Can I take a Canadian MLS side, treat Americans as internationals, not domestics, just the way Canadians are treated down in the States, and still have a roster-compliant, competitive team? Let's find out. To start, I created a game with every European, North American, and South American league enabled. Not all of them are playable, but they're all active. I also added India because why not? This should give me a deep enough player base to find existing Canadians abroad and any dual nationality Canadians that might pop up as new gens. Next, I biased myself towards being a tactical manager. There are plenty of staff on hand at the club to handle training. Where I'll be busy the most is finding new talent and managing the talent we have to get the most out of them. Then, after going through the standard welcome to the job interview, I immediately asked for an increase in junior coaching. Considering how heavily I'll be relying on Whitecaps residency to provide me with young players in this Pro-Canada series, improving the yearly crop of regens can only benefit this squad in the long run. Once that was done, it was on to the current roster. Remember, in this save, Americans count as internationals just like everyone else, which means anyone who's not at least partially Canadian is expendable. Unless they're really, really good. Looking at the roster, there's not a lot of Maple Leaf flags on display. That means it's time to bolster the ranks in the best way possible. Raid Unattached FC! Sadly, the Canadian men's national team always has at least a few players not at a club these days, which is mind-boggling and depressing. Thankfully, in Football Manager, that means I can pick up serviceable players for nothing. Of course, a quick scout for all unattached players doesn't hurt either, especially when I see names of known commodities like Simon Thomas. Let's bring him in for a trial. And by trial, I mean a quick double-check because I'm totally signing Simon Thomas. As for the rest, commence the mass scouting! Oh, and the hiring of extra scouts, I guess, to handle the mass scouting workload. Probably a good idea. Moving ahead a few days, Nicholas Mosqueda has already broken his foot in an intra-squad friendly. Thanks, game. That's just what I needed. No matter, there are plenty of moves to make, deals to wheel, and other such stuff to do during the MLS preseason. Finally, at long last, we reach first kick. Opening day against the New York Red Bulls, and we're carrying with us a squad of walking wounded because why should anything I do be simple? At any rate, let's take a look at the squad. In goal, we have Milan Borjan, Simon Thomas, and Marco Carducci. Pretty standard. 3 Canadians, 2 of them currently with the national team in the youth and senior ranks, and 1 probably should be doing better than he is in Simon Thomas. No matter what happens, I will have domestic players in goal. Good. Let's save those international spots for where we need them. Like, say, on defense, where we still have Kendall Waston, despite Football Manager thinking he is horrible, Stephen Beitashour, who is a still very good right back, joining Nana Atakora, Ashton Morgan, Jordan Murrell, and Russell Tybert, who is listed as a defender for some reason, even though, let's face it, Russell can play anywhere on the park he likes, Christian Dean, Johnny Leverone, Tim Parker, Diego Rodriguez, Bryce Alderson, back for another stint with the club, Antonio Rago, and Sam Adekugbe. It's a pretty solid defensive lineup, all things considered. Of course, when Rodriguez is off his injury, he will be cut, because there's no reason to keep an on-loan Uruguayan when you're trying to keep those international spots free. Moving to midfield now. We have Matthias Laba Gershon Kofi, who has his Canadian residency, so he counts as domestic. Mauro Rosales, for now. Issei Nakajima Ferran, Kevin Cambert, who's a regen. Ben McKendry, Keans Froze, Teal Bunbury, who I got for a song from New England. Kakuta Mane, Pedro Morales, Nicolas Mosqueda. Again, not a bad setup here. McKendry and Froze will be very interesting. Can I help them develop enough to be useful parts of the squad? I mean, as much as we don't like to think about it, Pedro Morales is an international. If I could even get Keans Froze to close to that level, that would save me an international spot, a DP spot, and it would get Keans Froze hopefully onto the national team, which I think we could all agree is a good thing. Finally, up front, we have our weakest spot. Caleb Clark and Riley O'Neill are fine for me as depth and prospect. Adam Montague will be cut as soon as he's off his injury. Octavio Rivero will absolutely be the up-front striker because he is amazing, and Jovan Zavaris is a new gen from our academy. It's because, hey, why not? He's one of the best players there, let's get him some training. So thanks to all those injuries in the squad that you can see, I am roster and cap compliant. Not just as far as MLS is concerned, but also as far as this series is concerned. Remember, we're treating all non-Canadians as internationals, so this is the check we have to make. International spots versus non-Canadians. And just to make my life even more fun, I sold an international spot to Philadelphia. On that note, let's check out the transfer history from the off-season. In Major League Soccer, trades are often more common than transfers, so let's start there. First of all, Orlando City gave me a princely sum for Jordan Harvey, which I was happy to take. 2 draft picks and $325,000 in allocation money is a good day at the office. The draft picks are worthless, but the money is not, especially if I want to bring in Canadians from abroad. Teal Bunbury, like I said, picked up for a song, a 4th round supplemental pick. Jordan Murrell from Real Salt Lake, a supplemental pick and a super draft pick. Perhaps a little bit much for the prospect, but good enough for me. I'm not relying on draft picks unless there are Canadians, and I have my academy, so why not? Here's where I got a little bit taken to the cleaners. In order to get the rights to Andre Haino, who I desperately want on my backline, but just can't afford him right now, I gave up the rights to Mamadou Diouf, which, okay, that's expendable, and 3 draft picks. They're all supplementals, and they're all late supplementals, so it's not like Houston's going to find the next Brian Ching out of that. But it is still quite a lot to pay just for the rights to a player. Still, Houston got what they wanted, I assume. And as I mentioned, I traded that international slot to Philly for $160,000 in allocation money. Now let's look at the actual transfers. There is the full rundown of everyone we brought in on free or otherwise. Bryce Alderson, Issei Nakajima Ferran, Simon Thomas, Antonio Rago, Nana Atakora, our 2 new gens, Jovan Zavaris and Kevin Cambere, Milan Borjan, Riley O'Neill, and Ashtone Morgan, who for some reason TFC let go in the March waiver draft. Hey, waste not, want not, I will absolutely take left back depth. On the outside, I got rid of anybody I wasn't going to need either now or later. Most of these players you'll see went out on loan to some of our affiliates. Ethan Sampson, Kay Banjo, Craig Nitty, Nikola Paunik, Jovan Blagojevic. They're all going to hopefully get some experience. About half of them may come back depending on how the rest of the squad does. I doubt it. Darren Maddox is the big one there, being sold for $1.1 million to Kawaguchi Richio. This was a no-brainer for me. Maddox is still a talented striker in Football Manager, and he has a price on his head. Why not get rid of him and get some money for it? David Ousted was a bit of a tougher sell. He got really upset when I tried to sell him once Milan Borjan was on board, but he did accept a loan to CFR Cluj. My hope is that Ousted is put on the shop window and I can actually sell him for some money, as opposed to letting his contract expire. Elsewhere, Andre Lewis simply would not be loaned or transferred out. I couldn't find any suitors for him, so sadly, he was just sent off after the waiver draft. Spencer Ritchie, Eric Hurtado, Carlisle Mitchell, and Paul Moduka, again, also sent off after the waiver draft. Paul Moduka was almost set up for a transfer fee, but he balked at the salary at the last second, and I did not receive a fee for Paul Moduka. Finally, Paolo Trinaghi, our backup goalkeeper, former backup goalkeeper, make that, was picked up by Houston in the waiver draft. So, that's the squad, and that's the challenge. Can this side be competitive in Major League Soccer? Let's dive right into our opening day match against the New York Red Bulls. Alright, everybody, here we are. Thank you for joining me for that edited portion. There won't be too many more edited portions of these episodes going forward. It'll be live as it's happening from here on out. But here we are up against New York Red Bulls to kick off the season in 2014, so we're a year behind real time, but not like that's going to stop us. You can see our preseason went really well. Wins up and down. One little hiccup there is a loss to Orlando City, but it's preseason and who really cares about that? No, we have the Red Bulls to worry about. And it should be an interesting one. Good crowd on hand at BC Place. And going into this starting match, I'm going with Borjan, Beitashour, Atakora, Leveron, Atakube, Kofi, Laba, Nakajima, Ferran, Morales, Tybert, and Clark. Things to note here, of course, Octavio Rivero still out injured, so he's not in. Mesquita out injured, so he's not in. Those would be two guaranteed starters. Octavio Rivero up top, and Nicholas Mesquita out right. But we'll make do with what we have. Ashton Morgan, I was considering starting him over Atakube, but I wanted to give the homegrown player some time up front. I mean, he does have a little bit of room to grow, and if I can help him at least hit that 3-star potential, that would be great. Make him a very good serviceable depth left back. Morgan's already got the potential guaranteed, so he will be getting more time as the season progresses, that is for sure. Laba and Kofi, not a shocker in the D-mid role, and of course Morales will hopefully be the linchpin on which this attack thrives. Caleb Clark's going to be interesting. Caleb Clark's going to be very interesting. I want him to develop so badly. But he's got Teal Bunbury and Kakutamana nipping at his heels. Can he make it happen? Let's find out. Draw written all over it. Well, it wouldn't be a bad start to the season, that's for sure. That is for sure. Anything behind that? I pick the team is the best chance of winning. Attacking focus. I would like to. That's why we have the 4-2-3-1 up and running here. No Thierry Henry in this. But then again, he never played on turf anyway, so that's that. Sasha Kleston is here, though. See how that goes. Yeah, I agree. Let's show him on that weak foot. Probably a good idea. Keep an eye on BWP, though. Bradley Wright Phillips, the current Golden Boot holder in Major League Soccer. All right, boys. Go out there and impress me. Switching off? What? Don't switch off. Oh, my goodness. You're killing me, guys. You're killing me. You're absolutely killing me. Tybert switching off. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, off we go with the 4-2-3-1. Let's get split mode on here to cut down on some of that lag. Oh, we all hate our lag. Yes, we do. Alright, actually, this is going... There we go. Now we're off into the... That's better. Tybert injured. Great, that's what I need. More injuries. Wonderful. Doesn't seem to be serious, though. I don't see any green crosses. Good job, Borjan. Borjan actually wearing the captain's armband. For some reason, Vancouver starts with no vice-captain and Tybert as captain, which is inaccurate. In real life, Pedro Morales is the captain and Tybert is the vice-captain, so goof there. Just going to go ahead and add that command there. Fine. So I talked to Tybert in the offseason, said, I'm taking the captaincy off you. He said, that's fine, that's great. Made Milan Borjan our captain, and everybody, and there was a large contingent in the locker room that were like, yes, he's a good captain. So I'm hoping Borjan can lead the line from the goal. Does well to stop that cross from reaching BWP. No, sir, Mr. Wright Phillips. Can Vancouver get something on the counter here? Tybert with the flick on, looking for Caleb Clark. Nobody there. Gary Stevenson to Luyendula. Peggy Luyendula looks up. Can he find Wright Phillips? Goes back to Sasha Kleston. He goes well wide with that shot. Beitashour now on the right to Morales. Nakajima Ferran looks long, finds Clark. Canadian link play. All of our top three are Canadian. Clark, Tybert, and Nakajima Ferran. Not that that necessarily guarantees success, but it's nice for, you know, nationalist pride, and certainly for the intent of this series to prove that a Canadian side, or at least a mostly Canadian side, because, let's be honest, international spots are there to be used, can compete. Sal Zizzo now. Gary Stevenson. Inside to Luyendula, saved by Borjan. He was offside. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Good to see that Borjan is sharp. Yeah. That's a definite problem. Definitely need to improve our fortunes in front of goal. That's for sure. Don't disagree with you on that point. Miller. Uyundula! Saved by Borjan. And it looks like it is, in fact, out for touch. So that was an onside shot. Borjan's still equal to the task. I am interested to see here. There's something. I mean, we're not on any shots. Not a single one. Despite even possession. Good job, Nakajima Ferran coming back. I know we're still working on that formation, the 4-2-3-1. For some reason, no one knows how to play it, which is mind-boggling. Question now. Zizou takes down Morales, who's coming in to tackle. Odd. Ball for right to the right. Phillips is cleared by Johnny Leverone. It's weird that the rosters started off as a mishmash of the 2014 and 2015 rosters, because Leverone was gone in the offseason leading up to 2015, but he's included in this roster despite all the other updates, including the 2015 players that were added in. It's crazy. I've long stopped trying to understand the why that the rosters never seem to work out as they do in real life, but hey, it means I get Leverone, who is listed, according to Football Manager, as a better player than Waston, whereas prevailing penalty? What? Come on now. I don't agree with this at all. Right, Phillips will score! In the opposite of what happened in real life, where Vancouver scored first and went out 4-1 winners on the day. Well, New York had their one. I would like us to get more than that, please. So what is going on here? Yeah, okay, fine. That's good. Oh, it's Eric Stevenson, not Kyrie Stevenson. Not that that really matters. Yeah, no. I'm going to go ahead and say we work the ball into the box, and we hit early crosses, and we exploit the flanks, and we get up there. Please. Just completely modify the way we play, see if that helps. Oh, got us a shot. That's something. It was blocked. Alright, that was not good at all. Show me something else. Why are you switching off? See, the backline's buying it. What the heck's wrong with you in the mid? Hakube doing well. Tybert not having a good game at all. Injury perhaps rattled him. Not good. Not good. Come on, Caps. Oh, good. Warn that Tony Beltran. Yeah. Dula isn't really the threat here. It's Wright Phillips. Like that. See, that's the problem. Is Wright Phillips. I almost wonder if we should go into counterattacking here. In fact, the more I look at it, let's just do it the other way around here. Yeah, Morales was injured in the offseason, so he's going to be not fit, which explains why he's tired. So now what do I do for subs? Tybert is hurt. Well, that's enough of that. I think Tybert cannot keep getting hurt. Let's bring on Kakuta Mane. And yeah, my option to replace Morales is McKendry, which would be hilarious. Come on, Mane. Yeah, I would love to replace Morales with, let's say, Mesquita if he wasn't injured. Such is life. Okay, this is not, yeah. And Morales is fading fast. So, McKendry, you're in. Adekubi actually doing quite well. I will not bring on Ashton Morgan for this. I will bring on Teal Bunbury, though, up front. Alright, that's all our attacking options. Go get me that goal. Sasha Klestin here with the free kick hits the wall. Brought down. And so starts the... Nope, that's a call. They call out the foul. Mane judged to have clattered him. Dax McCarty now. His free kick well over the net. Borjan looks right up the gut. McKendry can't find him. Kofi out wide to Mane. This is a good-looking ball. Cuts inside, does Mane. Kakuta Mane! Right into the hands of Luis Robles. Our first shot on target all game that came in the 75th minute. Beta Shores, free kick. Wide. Now we're shooting. Yes. We already know this. Adekube. Mane. Youngsters here. Showing what they have, we hope. Kofi to McKendry. McKendry, a residency graduate. Tackled rather harshly there, no call. Again, it is Mark Geiger reffing, so there's that. Zizo. Good job by Lava to win that back, and now goes Vancouver away. McKendry to Mane. Mane's got space and help. Finds Ferran. Nakajima Ferran saved, and he was offside. Wouldn't have counted. I would like somebody to score, please. Yeah. We know that. Overload, please. Push higher up. Three minutes of added time. We gotta push for it now. Zboryan will look long. And find Laba, who heads it over to Nakajima Ferran. Cross into the area for Mane. Brings it down. No, he was offside. Of course he was. 4 offsides. And that free kick is headed away. Lundula wide. And unfortunately, the first match is a loss, a 1-0 loss. Then you have so many attacking options injured, that's not a huge surprise. Hopefully, they will do better next time. That's the start of Strong and Free, everybody. Stay tuned. When we next check in, we will see how well this squad can do, treating Americans and all internationals as non-domestic. My name is Rituro. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you like what you've seen, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends. If you like watching this on YouTube, be sure to watch it live. I know this episode wasn't live, but all future matches will be live on twitch.tv/Rituro. I encourage you, come out, watch it. It's a great time. Once again, my name is Rituro. This is Strong and Free. We'll see you next time.